Hey, it's Parker down in Myrtle Beach. Welcome back to the channel. I'm mainly making this video for myself for a future reference in this event, June 4th through 7th, the peak of my junior golf career. Happened almost 20 years ago. I'm hopefully going to be along for a long time, 20, 40, 60 more years. I'd want to be able to somewhat remember these memories that now that the memories are distant now, but they'll be, even more distant in the future. So I wanted to hash out the best ever week of my golf career. It was I think I mentioned it was June 4th through 7th, 2007. I was 18 years old. It was an AJGA, it was a 54-hole event, but and before we get to that, let's build a little bit of backstory, how well we were playing, how our junior career was progressing. 18 years old, we really got into golf at 12 years old. I have a full podcast about my story, like 30 minutes or so. I briefly touch on this event, but I really just want to deep dive into all that I remember from Chattanooga, Tennessee. It was the AJGA Ringgold Telephone Company Junior Classic. We'll dive into the leaderboard and everything I remember, all the events. But I'd played well in some Carolinas Junior, North Carolina Junior, local tournaments, Tar Heel, State Junior, J.M. Bryan, won some events, had some high finishes, fourth place in the North and South, a couple of top fives in state championships back-to-back. So I was a good player, +1, +2 handicap, probably ranked around 10th, 15th in my class for North Carolina. So 2008 class. So this was the 2007. It was June 4th. It was the very beginning of the summer, so I don't think I'd really played, I hadn't played in any events. I'd played in the previous event was 2 to 3 weeks before the state championship. That year wasn't top 5. I think I just missed All-State around 10th or 12th that year, but 2005 and 6 I was All-State. But anyways, AJGA, I think I'd played in one April. I'd finished, it was at Trayburn. Maybe a bit of pop that up on the screen. No, probably just save the pop up on the screen until we get to the big kahuna. But I thought I had a chance to win the one in April at Trayburn. I ended up double bogeying the final hole. There was camera crew and some very many spectators, 10 or 15, watching my group play that last hole. It was in the second to last group. Everyone in the last group was struggling. Shot 74 the first day. Won over the final day, heading to the last hole, double bogeyed real hard, par 4, ended up finishing T9, I believe, 3 strokes back. So even out of par, I would have I wouldn't have won. Someone off teeing off the other side shot a 70 the final round. But that was my first AJGA event, I believe, at all. It was 2 months prior to June, April of 2007. So good experience, got me some points, got me into the Ringgold event. So I tried to qualify for Ringgold in 2006. So I'd played the course before, Windstone Golf Club near Chattanooga. It's right on the state line there. So went to that qualifier, my mom and I, in 2006. Shot a 76. I think it shot 72 or so to get through. So I just was there for like 2 days. I don't even think I played a practice round for that. So I played in that, knew the course going into 2007. The week before was a junior pro-am at TPC Wakefield and got paired with Todd Dempsey, and thankfully kind of rained out. I thought I was losing some confidence, playing terrible. I was going to end up shooting around 80, over 80 at hard. TPC Wakefield hosted a Korn Ferry event, so we're playing with a Korn Ferry player, like 3 or 4 juniors, and was going to shoot in mid-80s and would have been a confidence loss. That was like the weekend before, but got rained out, went to school 1 more week, final exams, C's get degrees. I probably, just barely got by on those, but I'm not sure, probably practiced or played a couple of the afternoons, wasn't crazy about school, so probably getting a little practice that week, but went and got to Golf Galaxy. Let's bring in our first prop of the video. I bought this bad boy. It's a Yes Tracy. Retief Goosen at the time was big into it. I don't think I had the lead tape on there, but a Yes Tracy, had the C-Groove technology there, and absolutely rolled the rock for 3 straight days. Just the best I'd ever putted in my life. I had a standard grip. I think I was putting crosshand at the time, but we'll get into shot by shot, round by round in a second. But yeah, I bought that the week before. Probably played a few rounds with my buddy Ryan at Tanglewood or something. Might have hit the range at Bermuda Run where my mom and I were living at the time. So, like I was kind of saying, escaped a bit of a nightmare situation posted in mid-80s by getting rained out 4 or 5 holes to go the week before. So heading to the Ringgold. We're in it, 3 round, 18 each day, 54 stroke plates. Pretty big regional tournament, first one of the summer, heading to junior year. I haven't committed anywhere or anything, and think I need to play well, get the summer started right, get some points and everything. We have a full summer schedule lined up with mostly state stuff, state and local, and little did I know you do well in that. The whole summer schedule is going to be revamped with national things and such. So we're heading there. We drive. We get a host family. I can pop this up on the screen. The picture. I'm sorry, I don't recall their name. It was right on the second tee from at the course. So stayed there. Had my own little private. Maybe this kind of leads to being relaxed and just. Everything kind of was smooth. Stayed right there. Had my own little suite. I think it was above their garage. They had food in the fridge. I could, make food. I did drive there. It's about 6 hours from Greensboro, near Chattanooga. So I could, drive to the course when I needed. Stay right there. They weren't really bothering me. Didn't have parents, really coaches. The first couple rounds were watching. Nice and quiet. So. Let's get to the first round. Before we do that, let's do a little screen record and show you guys I'm not lying here, and flip me to the corner here, and can't remember how to do this thing here. Your guys not Command Shift 5. All right, hang with me here a second. Record entire screen. All right, I think we're rolling. So here's the AJGA homepage. You go to Tournaments, Archived Results. And then you scroll down here. It was pretty long ago, 2001 through 2018. Flip the year, it was 2007. All right, so it was one of the first tournaments of the year. Right there, Ringgold, June 4th through 7th, Ringgold Telephone Company Junior Classic. It was an open event, with your points and standings. Not the easiest to get into, but they do have qualifiers for it. So, Windstone Golf Club. Let's click on this first round right there. So it was all about James White the first day. I end up, let's get to before we get to him too much, let's get to my scorecard. There it is. Spoiler alert, 31-36 for 67. It was par 72 course. They AJGA converted a couple of the 5s to 4s. So it was playing at a par 70 for us. So the first round, there you can see birdie right out of the gate. What a way to start the tournament. I mean, the first hole is downhill, par 4, basically off a really big, call it a little mini mountain. So I believe this first day I played a little more aggressive than the other days. The other days it was downwind, but I hit a 3-wood, got all the way down the corner. I was nervous, tight hole. There's homes, there's OB left and right, big events. So somehow got that one down the middle, hit a pitching wedge on the green. Saw a 15-20 footer drop in. Second hole going away from the clubhouse, same thing. Got a 3-wood in play. Saw a putt drop, hit an iron close on 3. 4 was the par 5 on the front that was converted, made another birdie. So let me end this screen record for a sec. Yeah, so we eagled. Scorecard says birdie, but technically made a 3 on it. It was probably 470 par, 470, 480. That one was, we'll get to some of my quotes in a little bit, but that was one of my 6 drivers of the tournament. 3 of them on that hole is that one, and number 7 are interconnecting par 4s, parallel fairways. Basically the only 2 holes on the course. Hit driver on the tournament. There it is, 6,400 yards, playing as a par 70. I felt like it was longer than that, but Not the easiest little course, up and down, hilly, a lot of dog legs. Some courses suit my game really well that are Bombers course, wide open, send driver. I feel comfortable off the tee. But this one, I also sometimes, back in that era at least, could really manage my way around on irons and 3-woods off the tees, which was what I did. So we were 4 under through 4, and on the 5th hole we had actually, do recall, about a 5-footer for birdie, thinking, I hit a sand wedge tight, and we were walking up there, and we just knew we were going to be 5 under through 5, just kind of feeling ourselves. Missed that. I was a really good ball striker, iron striker at the time. Wasn't the best of putters, but we did mention the Tracy there really came through for us. A great tournament, but we did miss that one there on 5. So end up with a great first round. A lot of these shots in the final round I have solidly in my memory. I don't remember too much of the first round other than those first couple holes. I do remember the 18th hole being nervous. I was 4 under par and really hit like a thin cut little crappy hybrid out there. It's like a 400-yard hole hybrid, and left myself like 180 and hooked a 6-iron left. I think I had to punch out and then hooked a 6-iron left and got up and down. It's a really scrappy bogey. But 67, we're walking off the green feeling great. We're heading. Oh, my screen slept on me, but we're heading to the scoring tent. We're adding things up, feeling great. Have not, there's no live scoring or anything. Probably thinking I'm near the lead, maybe a couple back. Great first round, and we're adding up, and the girl, checking my scorecard, says 662. No, 67. I think you missed a hole. And she's, oh, okay. Well, I was thinking something was crazy because there's already been a 61, and I'm like, what in the world? A 61? These AJGAs are no joke. Like, I came in, that's one of the best rounds at the time I'd ever played in a tournament. 3 under 67 with 5 birdies. Man, what a round. I'm 6 behind 61. I didn't know if there was going to be some 62s, 3s, 4s, what place I was in, but get settled down and find out I'm tied for second there after the first round. And looking at the leaderboard, some of you might notice a couple names. Let's see who. I know there's a few players in this field that played on Tour. Ethan Tracy played on Corn Ferry. James White played, big player that we'll mention here with that 61, played on Corn Ferry. Maybe there's a few others, but let's see. Yeah, 61. So, I'm just shocked that I'm 6 behind, but we do find out in a second. And that first night, there's an event. The AJGA is hosting. It's a rodeo. It's in town there, and we head there. I'm laying low. I'm going with the host family, and they have a big shout out on the loudspeaker to James White. Incredible. It was at the time he was the lowest round in AJGA history. 61, Mr. 61, got an ovation from the crowd. I'm laying low, no mention of me. There's no mention of me in this first round results on the article. I doubt anything in the Greensboro paper picked this up. I mean, it's 6-7 hours away. Just laying low, coming in with 67. So we get a good night's sleep there at the host family. Round 2, let's get to the round 2. Let me see if we can do a little Command Shift 5, record the screen here. So James White recorded a 2 under, so he's 8 under total, a 2-round total of 8 under. So there is a mention of me halfway down after round 2. Other boys division leaders are Parker Houston of Greensboro, North Carolina, recording a 6 under par, 134 in second place. So that's it. There's no quotes from me or anything, but let's go down to the results here. They were sitting second outright, 67-67. I don't remember as much of this round. It's as I mentioned, it's almost 20 years ago, but bogey free on that front again, 3 under on the front, 7 under through 2 rounds. We're feeling ourselves. We have to be. I think a couple of college coaches end up, finding us at this point of the tournament. Kennesaw State, we end up going for a year, saw me out there. It was, I think, the first time he saw me, but great round, same thing, 5 birdies, 2 bogeys, think I bladed a wedge on 17, like from the middle of the fairway. Maybe that was in the qualifier the year before, but I don't know. I bogeyed 17 there, and sitting in second. We're now 2 behind. We went from 6 behind to 2 behind. We made up 4 strokes, so no big event or anything that night. But we're talking about, I know at the host family, that you got a chance to win this. You're right in this. 2 great rounds, and we're in the final pairing. Last group, all the pressure, all the tension's been on him. He had more quotes here. I keep forgetting about this screen record, but so he, he's got all the pressure. We're feeling good. He's had quotes each day. He's had write-ups. He's on the main page of ajga.org. So real quick, guys, I'm sitting here editing this and looking at my scorecard for the end of round 2, and I forgot to mention the 16th hole. You see I birdied 15 and 16, and some reason it vividly sticks in my memory. 16, I'm 130 yards out, and I'm telling myself, absolute perfect pitching wedge. The pin's in the center of the green. There is no way I'm not birding this. I think that was the most confident I ever felt pre-golf shot in the routine. Just I knew it was going to be close. I knew it was a perfect number. I knew I'm playing well. I'm 6-7 under par for the tournament. Perfect pitching wedge. And what do you know? I stuck it in there like 3 feet and kicked in birdie. So thought I'd share that random. I don't know why that sticks in my head, but I do vividly remember that. The final day, got a good night's sleep on the last 2 times. It was windy. I do remember waking up being the windiest day of the week at beginning of June. Chattanooga was pretty hot every day, but this day it was windy. We came out in the Carolina blue shorts there and the white Forsyth Country Day School golf team polo, feeling good, white shoes. So, I do just remember it being windy. Let me pull up my scorecard here, and I can pretty much remember almost most of the holes after like 8 on. We start. James is not having a great. Maybe we can do like a comparison here. So James, he bogeys 1, so we're 1 behind. I bogey 2, we're back to 2 behind. He bogeys 4, I par, we're 1 behind. So no blood on 5 and 6. 7 he bogeys. So after 7, we're heading to 8, and we have our first taste of the lead. We know we're tied. That the other guy's not, he's not doing anything. I don't think either. Maybe he's right there with us, but behind that, the following group or the group in front of us, no one was really close. So we know we're tied at that point. Number 8, I bogey, but he doubles. So we take our first lead. We both birdie 9. I'm having but compared to him, I'm having a great 9, but nothing spectacular. We rolled in a birdie on the par 5 9. I think it was about a 10-12 footer. Feeling good. Taking the lead to the back 9. No blood on 10. I remember chipping in on 11, standard little chip long par 3, maybe 10 yards total, 30-foot chip, just right in the whole way. Little back foot, 56 degree. 12 was the dog leg right layup hole, stuffed it in there close. 13 par 3 down the hill. We rolled in about this one I do remember. I made about a 15-footer for par. I had a 40-footer for birdie across the green, and he had about a 12-footer for birdie. So I made one for par outside his birdie putt. He missed his birdie putt, no blood. So, we had 1 up lead at the turn. We went to 2 up, 3 up. We, 3 could have been a swing there on 13, but we remained 3 up heading to 14 was a drivable par 4, probably about 300 yards. We're 3 up. We have honors. We laid up. We hit 3-iron right down the middle. He hit driver out of bounds. He went for theirs out of bounds right now, next to the green. So he went driver, went OB. We're confidence through the roof. I think he laid up on his next ball and didn't even hit that great a wet. Or I guess he bogeyed the hole. So I can't remember what he done on his next ball, but we stuffed a wedge in tight. We made another birdie, so we went to 5. I lost count. I think 5 or 6 up after that hole, and just kind of 5 up, I guess, because he also bogeyed 15 and 18. So we just cruised home. We were just ironed our way to death on this short little quirky course. I can remember every hole in the back nine. It's kind of nuts. I can't remember what I had for breakfast 2 or 3 days ago, but I can remember 18 years ago these shots, the back and forth, some of what he did. The other guy, I remember he hit it out about Derek Chang. He ended up playing D1, I think, at Minnesota. Good player. He hit it out about, he wasn't really close, but they almost turned into the last hole. We're walking up the last hole. It was almost a dual second place, but between them, I can probably get over to his card. I think he had an OB on the last hole with driver, short little, turner to the right, and pushed it up there, trying to get second outright. I don't know. I'm surely didn't think he still had a chance to win. I was 7 up on him or 5 up on him at the time, but I wasn't even really positive celebrating the win or anything. Walking up, they were asking me what my summer schedule was. Walking up the last hole, and hopefully I'll get into the FootJoy AJGA the following week. It's in my hometown. It's a major, and I was pretty sure that this win was going to qualify me for that, but wasn't positive, wasn't sure I was going to win. I think I made a comment to them if I happen to get in, if I happen to win this, and you won this. This is a tough day. I shot a 3 under on the back, 4 under the last 10 on a tough windy day. The James White came in with a 77. I made up 9 strokes, but I didn't know if someone went low in the group in front of us, they would have been a 64.5, but let's see, Lee Bedford played on Korn Ferry, played with him a few times in the Carolinas. He's from Cary, shot a 72, 80, 64, I think that morning before the wind got there. But the course could be gettable. There was 64, 61. I had 3 straight, 67, 67, 68, came in 8 under. If you say it's a par 72, which the course, is, then that's 10, 12, 14 under for 3 rounds. So I never ever, touched a level like that before or again. Finished a few tournaments. I think my next best was a 2-round tournament, 6 under. I think I did that a couple of times, but never reached 8 under, never, 12, whatever, 14 under. We didn't sniff anything like that. So it's good memories. It was good times. I did call this course about 3-4 years ago. I was on a buddy's trip to Sweetens Cove. I called and asked if I could get on, basically, and you're a member, sir. I didn't realize it was a private course, but AJGA had us out at the private course. So I haven't been back since that week. If there's anyone out there that can get me on, I'd love to play this course again just for the memories. Windstone Golf Club, I mentioned it, but I can remember pretty much all the holes. Actually, I said the back 9. I can really remember every hole. So 2007 AJGA Ringgold Telephone Company Junior Classic. It is a mouthful, but let's digest some of these quotes. I always laugh when I read these. I thought I didn't really have a chance, but I knew if I played good, I could hopefully catch up. Just stepping all over myself, condescending. I learned to play safe. I only hit 6 drivers the whole tournament. So that was really my only quotes that made this article. I said a lot more than that. I'm not sure how that was the only ones, but it was kind of weird. I didn't think I have a chance, but if I played good, I could hopefully catch up. So, I was starting 4 behind and wasn't really playing for the win. I think I was just playing for points and trying to have a high finish, get the summer started off right. There was coaches and stuff there, but quickly turned into that back 9. I just kind of iced them, just had the best last 10 holes of my life, I guess you could say, 4 under. I've done stuff like that before, but not with this pressure and this AJGA. So it did get me into the following week, the FootJoy Junior class. FootJoy Invitational. I was at Forest Oaks at the time. It's now the Wyndham Junior at Sedgefield. Played the same course as the Wyndham on the tour, but at the time Forest Oaks was where the Wyndham on tour was. So same course. So it got me into that. It got me into the Rolex later that summer, which was at Ohio State's course, which was my best major finish. AJJ Invitational, I think they call them. 25th was my best majors. Most of the other ones I was missing the cut. Basically all those are towards the bottom on the ones with no cuts. But those, I got into playing with Ricky Fowlers and Peter Ewans and Morgan Hoffmans and Bud Collies and there's other guys, John Peterson, Zach Blair, just a lot of guys that were on tour. Chesson Hadley, they were in those events. Harold Varner, he probably wasn't even in those events, but got me into the AJGA majors that summer. Ohio State, Bay Hill, played the HP, I think it was called. It was at Bay Hill. Maybe that was my second best one. Barely missed the cut, but got smoked at Forest Oak. Bay Hill missed the cut. Sawgrass did not play well. Sick at Sawgrass, but that was a insane junior tournament to be playing. Caddies there, they had their nameplates. That we hit the locker room just like the pros, fed like the pros. That was that one at Sawgrass. The junior players was probably the best tournament I ever played in. I went to the Ping Junior at Karsten Creek, probably the hardest course I ever played at. So that win at Ringgold got me into all these events, got me high into the state rankings, ended up getting me the scholarship there. I went to Kennesaw State for 1 year, didn't work out, and I ended up at UNC Pembroke. So that was huge there that week in Ringgold, Georgia. Good memories. Hope y'all enjoyed the little chat. Parker, in the future, 40 years, hope you're doing great. So I'm sure I'll watch this again, listen to this. So subscribe to the channel. Plenty of Myrtle Beach golf content coming out. Have a library of a lot of courses. Soon it'll be every course in Myrtle Beach will be out on the channel. So drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think of the little chat, and we will see you in the next one. Peace. I almost forgot. Here's the trophy. It was prop number 2. All right. See you guys.